In this lesson, we are going to finish off the reverse foot. There are a few things that I noticed between lessons while I was testing out the rig that are working a little weird, and I'll show you really quick. So if we tried the ball pivot right here, we have the bind joint not following. So that means that I did not parent the anim toes to the bind version of the toes. So we have to select the anim toes, this toe, and then go to constrain parent. And then that should be fine now. So everything will work fine here, and we'll rotate. Now here's where the next issue came up. When we do the ball pivot, you can see that there is a twisting happening with the joint when we pivot, which we do not want at all. So the way we would fix that is having a single chain solver for the IK handles. So right here we have rotate plane and single chain, so we would switch it here. The problem is that, let's see, that's a toe. And here, if we do the ball here, I found that if we do that, we're still getting the twist. These should also be parented directly to the joint. So if I delete the constraints here and put the ball into the reverse ball, so let's expand all that, and the toe to the reverse toe, it should fix it, but it's not. So we can see that we're still getting the twist there. The only way I really found to solve this issue now, so deleting those IK handles, is recreating the IK handles to start off as single chain solvers rather than changing it later. So I'm just going to go to the channel box and hide the reverse foot. I'm going to actually that's the one I need to keep. I'm going to hide the IK legs, so turn the visibility off here, and then let's hide the bind skeleton. There we go. And then going to go to skeleton, create IK handle, but go to the option box. Here, by default, you should have rotate planes. And then we're going to switch over the solver to be a single chain solver. So using that, I can go from the ankle to the ball. And then let's select it again. Create IK handle from the ball to the toe. So now we can see that it is a single chain solver starting off with, and that should fix it. Let's rename these really quick. So if I select this, this is the ball. I want this to be called L underscore ball underscore IK handle, lowercase b. And then this is going to be L underscore toe underscore IK handle. There we go. So we have them named properly. Now each one of these we can directly parent into the corresponding reverse joint. There you go. So now when we do the reverse roll, we can see that we're not getting any twisting. Oops. Any twisting happening in the toe. So it is reconnected. Basically, all we did was recreate the chain here. So we went and created a single chain IK solver, connected it from the ankle to the ball, did the one from the ball to the toes, and then parented them to the corresponding reverse joints. And we deleted all of the original ones. That seems to work really well for this rig setup. Here we have the whole foot moving here. And we're going to have to make a little bit of an adjustment here on the reverse foot. So let's turn on the visibility again to the reverse foot. So right now we have the heel with a direct constraint, which worked fine to kind of show you that the foot worked here, but it doesn't work fine because we want to add animation here for the heel tap, and we need to be able to offset this animation, and we can't directly do that with a constraint connected here. So I'm going to delete that heel constraint, and then on the toes, Shift P to unparent the toes. The heel here, what I'm going to do is use the 0 offset group. And if you are in my class, you should have it in my courses. You can download that in my courses. And then if anybody else wants it, there should be a link down below in the description on how to get access to that tool through my Patreon link. Okay, so just creating the 0 offset group. Basically what that does with the heel selected, is it creates, it zeroes out the controls here. It has a group with the pivot exactly above it, right in the same spot. And then the 0 group, which has all the original translations that we had there. Then we can parent the toe back here. And what we're going to build the constraint onto the controller here is this group. So I'm going to select this group, then select the controller, and do a constraint parent. Let's go to the option box. Let's go constraint parent option box, maintain offsets. So I undid it really quick, and I'm going to make sure that I have maintain offsets turned on. And I did it in reverse order. So you can see that the foot has the constraint now in the control, which is not what I want. So I have to select the target, then the object to be constrained. So target, object to be constrained. Let's try that again. Parent. There we go. What am I doing wrong? Okay, sorry about that. Let's try one more time. Oh, the target is the control. That's what I'm doing wrong. I did it in reverse order. Sorry about that. Okay, so the target is the control, object to be constrained. I said it right, but I was doing it wrong. Is this group. Constrain, parent. There we go. Now we get that movement going on. Okay. Now what we can do is add attributes to this control to be able to control the pivot and the roll function. So what I'm going to call the roll is the rotation on these axes where we can actually get a roll ability on the leg. Then what I call a pivot is for the heel. We're going to pivot on the heel. And then on the toe, we'll pivot on the toe. So I'm going to go in on the control, edit, add attribute. Going to go ahead and name this. I'm going to say heel roll. I'm going to leave the default values here for float, a minimum maximum value open, and the default of 0. Then toe roll. ball roll. Then I'm going to add a heel pivot and a toe pivot. Okay, so I have all the attributes now that I need, and all I have to do is add the connections. So let's go into Window, General Editors, Connection Editor. So I had the control selected, it should load it onto the left side, which is great. And then let's start off with the heel. So with the heel, I'm going to select the offset group here. And reload right here. It's going to be a rotate. So for the roll, it's going to be directly connected to the rotate X. So I'm going to do the heel roll to rotate X. Then for the pivot, it's going to be rotate Y. So I'm going to go from the heel pivot to rotate Y. So let's check those attributes right now. If I go here, you can see that we can control it there. And then heel pivot, we got control over there. Now I just have to do that with the toe and the ball for their corresponding attributes. So let's select the toe, reload right. So the toe roll here is going to be on the Z. So I'm going to say toe roll, rotate, Z. Then the toe pivot is going to be on the Y. So we can go to the toe pivot, rotate Y. Now that I have that set up, we have to move down to the ball. So let's expand that, select the ball, reload right. And here we're just going to do rotate Z to the ball roll. So select the ball row, rotate Z. That connection is built. Now let's double check everything here. Make sure we have a heel roll, toe roll, ball roll. We select them both together. We get the action that we're looking for. We're there. And then we go to the heel pivot. We get the heel pivot and the toe pivot. And to check all of these, all I'm doing is selecting an attribute or two, if I was doing two, and middle mouse button dragging inside of the viewport. But it seems like everything is working now. We have a completely functioning foot and a leg. So that is it for this video. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.